and imagine you just had a superpower, you were Superman, would you actually go through the trouble of like saving the world all the time?
You would probably have to do good at least.
I love how we're all hesitating to save the world.
You know, because I don't have time to save the world, man. I work.
Okay, imagine you're on a date.
Yeah, but you're gonna fuck for sure. If you go save somebody, bro, mid-date.
Secret identity though.
Yeah,
you can't say shit.
Yeah, then you're just the guy that left for like 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Ciao.
I'm not the host today.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coppola's Power Hour.
You fucking asshole.
To Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my god.
Today's guest is featuring, well, I caught a lot of heat last time for being a bit rude, so I'm going to be a bit more polite this time. Our guest today is someone with a regular-sized nose and a regular-sized forehead. You definitely can't install solar panels on it. Justin Pietrantonio. With another of my good friends here, who's definitely not being investigated by ICE, Josh Signs, and my most medium of friends, Cianci.
Well, on that note, guys, welcome back to Beyond the Bench, episode 89.
Well, actually, there's a fifth guest, if I could like bring him in now. Justin's cousin. I wanted to invite him. Justin, your cousin. Yeah.
Did you know about this?
Oh, I had no fucking idea.
He was telling me for like 2 hours, bro. Dude, I'm gonna bring
Did
this
you bring
fucking
that from
dirt.
your house?
Yeah.
Why do you have that at home?
It's outdoor decor.
Yeah, dude, he rocks this fucking. Like, he rocks the garden ornament, and he brought it to rip you.
It's gonna go right there for the entire.
The mic and everything. That's so perfect.
Yeah, bro, it's meant to be.
Oh man, wow! I did not expect because he was holding his hoodie before, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, you want me to put your hoodie away, or like, what the fuck's going on? He was holding it like a child, and he was all sketch about it.
Like, no, don't touch my drugs.
Oh man,
Jesus,
guys, welcome back to episode 89 of Beyond the Bench. One episode away from 90. We're in the fucking golden ages right now.
It's a good match.
It's a big 9-0. It's around Prince Andrew's age, no?
jeez.
The podcast about everything and absolutely nothing. With your host Josh, Justin.
Yo.
We've got two special guests in the house today. In case you haven't noticed already, we've got Cianci.
I chilled you guys too often.
And,
I chill with you guys too often.
We have Coppola, who's back to make his never unnoticeable fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Never unnoticeable paint splotch thing on the podcast. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Anyway,
It's his second appearance,
mark.
and it's your third, right?
Exactly. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to hit the subscribe. Click. Please make sure to press like. Hit the likes, honestly. Like the likes,
Press like.
Press like. I like when the thumbs up goes, you know? Hit the notifications. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I feel like we never do this, but if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, follow there as well. Leave some fucking reviews, and if you're watching YouTube, leave a fucking comment too. What's up, guys?
Oh, I gotta say, I like your new studio. I like the Funko
Yeah,
thing
it's
here.
really nice, man.
Yeah, you like it.
I wonder what kind of like different Funkos you could get. Like, is there like a Bill Cosby Funko? That would be really cool.
I was waiting for it. I was
Yeah,
like, hey,
but
why is he being too
I saw it
nice
coming,
and like regular? But honestly, I'm pretty sure that Bill Cosby went
Yeah,
well.
You probably
you would
could.
know out of anyone. No.
Jesus. Dude.
You probably could find a Bill Cosby Funko, though. I like it so much.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere that because Funkos in and of themselves are like copyrighted, right? Like there's one manufacturer of Funkos, but apparently there's people who make fake Funkos. Is that a thing?
I'm sure. But these companies, it's probably one guy that has the licensing. One company has licensing to all these things, and they can make it. That's usually the way it works. But yeah, definitely get some like
Dude,
fake,
there's
like
a
fucking.
there's
China
a rip off for like literally everything. So yeah, guaranteed.
What's the name of the rip-off Funko? Like Funky or something? I don't know. Yeah.
Come get your funkies.
The biggest knockoff I saw, I was like, this honestly, like at least try harder, was Rice Krispies, and I saw the knockoff was Crispy Rice.
I'd rather have no name than that.
Well, Crispy Rice, that's so like obviously not thought of, but whatever, good effort, I guess.
Instead of like Frosted Flakes, it's like, I don't know.
Flakes Frosted.
Yeah. Instead of Tony the Tiger, it's like Terry the Tiger.
Right, you guys have seen Cats Up. Like
Yeah,
the knockoff for
yeah.
ketchup. I feel like that's like the most common one. Like,
Cat's Up, I never heard of it in my life.
Cat's Up.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Isn't that only in Cuba though? I feel like I only ever saw that in Cuba.
Dude, Cuba,
Actually,
like
yeah.
Dominican, like everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
go there and you're like,
Yeah.
sorry, sir, do you have ketchup? Hey, hold on, I bring you the catsup. There was two. It was catsup and mostaza instead of mustard. But I think that's just the. I think that's
What would
just the
like
way
the-
of saying
Wow, that sounds like
What's
a
the mayo
villain in
version?
a James Bond movie. How'd you say mustard again? Yeah.
mostaza.
Yeah, mostaza.
You will not take over the world, Mustaza. I will stop you. But first, let me have sex with this beautiful woman. I remember I used to watch those movies, man, those James Bond movies. And I used to be so jealous, man. I'm like, I want to be this guy because he just fucks, dude.
Okay, because he fucks, not because he's
I
just
don't give a
badass.
shit about saving the world, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck the world. I just want to fuck, dude. And as a kid, like 10 years old, 11 years old, you're still a virgin at that time.
Well, for some.
Unless you're friends with Jared from Subway.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
That is.
Eat fresh.
Jeez.
I used to watch those things and I'm just like, fuck, man, this guy fucks. And like,
You're not talking about Jared Fogelman.
no, he fucks too.
No, he fucks, bro.
he fucked and then he got fucked after.
Yeah.
What were you saying before in jail? He just got fucking ruined in jail.
Yeah, you got a crazy
yeah.
beating in jail. Like day one in, you got like fucking destroyed. But anyways.
And they say there's no honor among thieves.
But which James Bond? Pierce Brosnan or the new blonde guy
That's a
there?
good question. Who was your favorite James Bond?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce
Yeah,
Bros.
that's pretty
Yeah,
classic.
but for
Very
us,
classic.
Daniel Craig is our James Bond.
No, it's not.
I
Daniel
don't
Craig is the new one.
Of our generation, Daniel Craig is our James Bond.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
I feel
when
like Pierce
He's
Brosnan
been
is
James
our
Bond forever.
Yeah, but Pierce Brosnan
Yeah.
was our James Bond. He's on the cover of fucking
When we're-
the James Bond
Yeah,
game
but
on
Pierce
N64.
Bronson wasn't he more like late 90s?
Yeah.
PB was the shit, man.
PB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
PB was
yeah,
my idol,
yeah.
dude. He's just-
GoldenEye, man. GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye
Yeah.
has his face on it. He's
Yeah.
like the face of
Even,
fucking James Bond.
Die Another Day.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
amazing.
I feel like the names got more PG-13. Like in the 70s, it was like Octopussy or something crazy like that.
It's not a fucking porno,
Yeah,
bro. It's just
yeah.
a movie.
Octopus.
Yeah.
With fucking Sean Connery
Yeah,
and the
now it's
octopus.
like James Bond and the cisgendered.
But dude, they had fucked up names though. Like I remember, GoldenEye was the classic one. Obviously,
Yeah.
was that his first one? I feel like that was his first one. He had a fucking run though as James Bond.
Pierce.
Yeah.
I think,
Pierce.
I
so
think
like
Daniel's done the
as
most.
if you're friends
no?
with him. Pierce, yeah.
PB,
Pierce,
man, the
Pierce.
homie PB. There was GoldenEye, Die Another Day. It was all about like dying. Die Another Day.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a classic, I think, though.
Yeah, it's the one
Tomorrow-
Madonna sang that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Die
Madonna.
Another Day.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Tomorrow never dies.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
The world is not enough. And I feel like there was some other ones after, but I
That
can't
sounds
fucking
like a
find them.
cheesy rom-com with like Ryan Reynolds.
The-
In this August.
it sounds like it would be like a bunch of songs from like a metal band like album. That's what it sounds like.
The world is not enough. Featuring James Bond. But yeah, those movies used to always like intrigue me, man. One, because he fucks. But then two, I was like, fuck, man. This guy's he's a secret agent, right? He's
Yeah.
a 007.
Yeah.
One, do those things really exist? Like, do secret agents really exist, you think?
Yes.
If they did, we wouldn't know about
They
it.
do.
That's exactly
but
it.
they're infiltrating Google now, and they're from China. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think like they're as badass as like James Bond or like fucking
Yeah.
John Wick styles, but they definitely exist.
Yeah,
There's some crazy fucking like assassins out there for sure, man. Like crazy ones.
Do you think if James Bond isn't like this, and I've never seen John Wick, but is John Wick? Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, is John Wick like an enhanced person, like, or is he just some guy who's
No,
like
He's
good at
just
fighting?
the best
Yeah.
at what he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's the
just-
best money grab ever.
yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all three of them, dude, and I literally watched the same movie for like 9 hours.
Why?
Yeah, I feel like
Because
that's
they're
what it is.
all the same
Same,
shit.
yeah, they're all the
it's
same,
all
yeah,
the same
yeah.
shit.
It starts off like some guy fucking
Dude.
kills his dog.
Yeah, dude, he's like, you kicked my dog.
Yeah.
And then he like starts on a killing spree.
And then
They
he
made
go-
a movie of You Kicked My Dog.
It's literally a
That's
movie of you kicked my dog.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is.
And then we all root for him to be the hero. Like, yeah, I know, like your dog died, and it's
Ah,
terrible.
bro,
But it's like I killed 97 people. Now.
Yeah.
I just killed everybody. But
Yeah.
the movie is so unrealistic. The guy's like at one point, you saw this. He's like in a club and he's just shooting everybody. It's like,
Yeah, that happens in the States every weekend.
yeah, dude, people are still vibing too and shit. You know?
no, but it's like, bro, obviously, if this is real life, man. Like the cops would have been there like already 30 minutes ago. There's like a huge shootout in the
Yeah,
back.
but
It's
you
the most unrealistic movie in like the whole world.
If this was real life, you would have died within the first fucking
Yeah,
25
yeah.
minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So this was my question. Okay, so I thought John Wick was enhanced. The movies will separate them between not enhanced and enhanced, so superhero movies. If you were someone with like enhanced abilities like that, everybody always talks about what do you want your superpower to be,
Okay, yeah,
right?
that's it. Like enhanced like superpowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Forget what it would be. And imagine you just had a superpower. You were Superman. Would you actually go through the trouble of like saving the world all the time? Like every time you see somebody with superpowers in a movie or in a show, the inevitable conclusion is that they end up wanting to save mankind or be a hero. What if I just don't like? You ever watch Hancock with Will Smith? What
Yeah,
if I just
yeah.
don't give a fuck, dude?
Well,
like
yeah.
leave me alone.
Well, let's say, am I capable of leaving Earth? Because if I could just fly to another planet, then like Bye.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, okay, and then what? Go breathe. Well, I guess you can breathe.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
he's
pretty
fucking
much-
Superman.
Superman,
He can do
yeah.
whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You can
But, like-
do whatever the fuck
Yeah.
he wants. Yeah,
but
you
what are you
could.
gonna go do on another planet? You should be jonesing.
Pick
Yeah.
up weed, bro. Go back. Fuck. Smoke
Yeah.
a couple of
Some
joints.
galactic
Some-
weed.
Some
Oh.
space
Yeah.
cannons. you know?
Yeah,
Jeez.
fuck,
Yeah.
I would. Would you save the world? I don't know. I mean, they should, you would probably have to do good at least, or the most.
But
I
would
love how
you?
we're all hesitating to save the world.
You know what it is, man? It's you remember the first Spider-Man with like when they tried to make Tobey Maguire look like a high school kid, but he looked 40. His uncle, he like fucking says, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Yeah, so that's what it is.
So if you have great power, don't you think you're gonna have some type of responsibility?
Oh, tell that to Jeff Bezos. Like,
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, okay, but fine. But like, do you still in this situation? Like, do you still work a 9 to 5? Because like, I don't have time to save the world, man. I work.
I barely have time to edit this podcast. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go stop a fucking bank from being robbed. Fix
Yeah.
it yourself. There's
Yeah.
cops for a reason. Leave
Yeah.
me alone.
Like, what do you think we pay you for? You know what I mean?
If you're gonna pay me to do it,
Plus, either way, I want to chill with the guys on Saturdays and shit. Like, I
You
don't
know
feel like
what I
going
mean?
to save the
What,
world.
what
I
would
wanna
be
chill with
the
my friends.
salary for a
A
for a
superhero?
superhero?
There
Yeah.
wouldn't be a salary. You have to do it on your own time.
No, but what would be if you were to get paid for it? The government comes up to you, they're like, "Listen, Justin, we need you to save the world."
just don't be like, look, give me 1 ounce. Give me some Kinder Buenos.
Yeah, and I'll think Buenos, yeah, for sure, for sure. What would it take, man? I don't know.
What would it,
I don't know. Give me like,
To risk your life all the time, dude,
because you could die.
because you could die. There's something that could kill you.
Yeah, eventually. Even Superman died at one point.
Exactly.
Like, I would have a minimum of at least $1 million salary, bro, for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if I have the power to save humanity, you better fucking believe that I'm gonna be like, dude, you want me to use it?
Talk
you better
about-
fucking pay me.
Talk
This is
about
fucking pay me.
having leverage. Like,
You- you know what I-
Ah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, it's like
It's the ultimate leverage.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, so they would come to see you, or if you go to see them, it's like, dude, you're gonna fucking pay me to do this. I barely have time to do anything else in my day. I don't have time to go fucking. Imagine you're on a date, dude. Think about this, okay?
yeah, but you're gonna fuck for sure. If you go save somebody, bro, mid-date.
Secret identity though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can't say
can't,
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then you're just the guy that left for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
came out, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna deal with this guy. He just left.
Yeah.
Like,
Bella,
mid-supper.
listen, I gotta go to a bathroom.
4 hours later.
Yeah, you would still do it. Okay, actually, question: if you have a girlfriend, would you tell her? And if yes, after how long of dating her would you tell her that you're
Well,
like this superhuman?
Does Lois Lane know? Yeah.
Lois Lane, yeah, she's the
She-
best. She's like
she
the greatest reporter of all time, though.
Yeah.
So she just journalismed her way into finding out.
Yeah.
She fucking took his phone. She looked at his DMs. This motherfucker, Superman.
Would you tell your girlfriend?
Yeah, but it would put her like in danger, no? Then like the Green Goblin or some shit.
What if she
would
goes
be
and like
like-
tell her friends and shit? Oh my god, my boyfriend like
You know,
has
like
superpowers. Like,
Well, I think she's the wrong girl to tell, bro. If she's
Yeah.
gonna do that.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but that would suck. You can't blow the
Jesus.
identity. Like, you know?
I think, and this may just be me, I feel like women would be better at keeping that secret than guys. Excuse me, I'm burping already. If a girl is a superhero or has superpowers and tells her boyfriend that she's a superhero, the guy right away is going to the guys.
Yeah.
You hear what happened?
Yeah.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Banging her. I feel like girls are better at keeping secrets in general between themselves and just like
Oof, I don't know about that, man. It depends.
I think it would have to be after the moment where the L word has already come out. You know what I mean? Like if I've told you I love you,
What's the L word? I was like trying to think. Like, okay, it's
Yeah.
like,
Should
should have made Justin guess there.
Yeah.
Ew, the L word.
No.
The L word has to have come out, I think. So if you
Well,
said
yeah.
I love you,
Yeah.
then I think you can really trust them with most things. If you're living together, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna figure it out
They're gonna
eventually.
find out. Yeah, it's
know,
like
like-
3 a.m. You're like crawling out of bed. It's like you're
Yeah.
hopping out of a window. It's like, listen, you know, like,
But, like,
I'm a
do you-
superhero.
Do you think that Superman could like fuck without killing his girlfriend? Because if he's the Man of Steel and he has like a cock of steel,
Does he have a cock of steel?
I don't know, bro. I'm assuming.
Well, how do you think he got the nickname, dude?
Yeah, so
Man
does,
of Steel,
does
bro.
he need like the vag of steel? I don't know.
I don't
Needs
know,
a fucking
man.
needs a Trojan steel.
Yeah.
Nice fucking condom to work there. We spoke about this on one of the other podcasts actually, where it's like a cum shot from Superman could be like a bullet. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just fucking kill
Like-
somebody.
Could you imagine he's like instead of a sniper on a roof, he's like just on a roof, like just jerking
Jerking
it.
it.
And
Imagine
just, like,
the
fucking-
homicide scene. Like she was shot in the face like 4 times. But really-
Just 4 cum shots to the face by Superman from like I don't know, like 2 or 3 mile range.
That's how they got Osama bin Laden. It wasn't the fucking SEALs, bro. It was fucking Superman pulling a whack.
Pulling a jerk off a
Yeah.
fucking building in
He
Afghanistan.
just didn't want to see. He didn't want anybody to see, so he flew to Afghanistan.
He really is America's hero.
Yo, there's actually a picture of the guy that actually like found bin Laden. And there was like even a dog apparently found him. And like the dog is just, there's a picture of the dog like wearing a medal, and he's just like being a dog, you know, and he has like no fucking idea that he just found like the biggest terrorist in the world, and the picture just there with his tongue out.
You could have found like a donut.
It would have been the same thing. Like, they have no idea.
I did it. Yeah,
I did it. Yay. They're probably petting him a treat.
He probably saw me. He's like, "You my friend."
You my friend.
But to your question, would you tell them? I guess, yeah. But then the question is, like, you ever watch movies? This is something I never understood. You ever watch movies where somebody is like a detective, a cop, or even like an undercover cop, okay? And they have a girlfriend, or in the movie, or a wife, or whatever, even if it's a girl and it's a boyfriend or a husband. Realistically, like, look, I'm not telling you because I'm trying to protect you, right? Like, I'm trying to avoid you getting into a situation where you're, you know, put under the gun and have to reveal this information. So if you don't know it, you're more protected. And then like there's an argument between them as a couple. And so it's like, if you were now think about the person who isn't the superhero in this context, or the person who isn't the undercover agent, would you get mad at your significant other when you know that they're withholding information from you of that manner? You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're a superhero or they're an undercover cop, and you know that they work in an industry that like requires secrecy, and you know that they're keeping information from you. And every time you come home, you're like, "Oh, babe, today work was shitty. How was your day?" And you're waiting for them to say something, but they're like, "I can't say anything."
Yeah.
Can't say anything.
I mean, honestly, in reality, like if like in theory, like the wife or the boyfriend like can't get angry.
Yeah, well, when
Like,
you
that's
got
just what it is.
when you got into the relationship, you already knew of like your
even if it was
position.
after, even if you got the job after, you obviously discussed it with your wife. Like, I'm gonna do this. This is the thing. But
like, look, I'm Lex Luthor, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so,
but curiosity, like at the end of the day, like imagine your girlfriend's just there and she's like, "Yeah, I've been a superhero for the last 15 years." You're like, "You didn't even fucking tell me. We've been married for like 10 years."
Imagine you're like,
You know what I mean?
you don't.
but
see
you're doing
that
it to
super
protect them,
me.
though.
I get it. You look, it's not a valid argument at the end of the day. You can't get mad. Listen, it is what it is. I protected you, and that's it. But like, I don't know. That's my answer.
Imagine
Curious, like you'd be very curious, but you can't get mad.
Imagine she tells you like, "Yeah, last 15 years I've been Supergirl," and it's like, you still asked me to go pick up the fucking groceries. Just why couldn't go fly there?
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, at that
Fuck
point,
you.
you would just say it right away, so you can both be like superheroes and just like wreck shit.
Yeah, but
And just
but
be
you're
like-
not. Like, what if your girlfriend's a superhero? You're
If
not a
she
superhero.
is,
Yeah,
that's badass, dude.
I know.
What's the extent you would go to get superpowers? Like you know how in Deadpool he gets superpowers by just going through like really bad torture the entire time. Like, would you do that for, you know what I mean? Or what would you give up
Like,
to
look,
have
Justin,
superpowers?
you could get superpowers, but I'm like pouring a jar of Nutella on the ground slowly next to you, and that's like your torture. Yeah. I'm just stomping on Kinder Buenos in front of you.
Jesus.
That's the ultimate torture, bro. It's crazy.
do-
Okay, question. When I'm getting tortured, do I actually have a chance of dying, or is it a guarantee that I'm living?
You have a chance of dying.
No.
Fuck it.
I forget.
Chance of dying?
Yeah. Not even to be Superman.
It
But
depends what.
You're gonna die for what? For to not be Superman, and then you're dead. So you got nothing you wanted. You're fucking dead, and you're not a superhero.
Dude, imagine a guy comes up to you like today and he's like, "You can become Superman, but I have to fucking torture the shit out of you."
Yeah,
I
but
don't know,
like,
For like 5 hours.
I feel like being Superman's not even the best superpower. Like,
it is. He's
no,
the ultimate fucking
no,
superhero.
because look, Lex Luthor, super intelligence, can beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Batman
Yeah,
can
depends.
technically kill Superman.
Ah,
Yeah.
Batman's so foogs, man. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
How?
I don't
bro,
know,
he's
I
scared of bats, and
Like,
he
I
has
find
money.
he's the
bro.
most
What do you
foogs
want?
thing. Yeah, like he's.
Why, dude? He's
No,
super intelligent. and-
Aquaman is the most fugazi. Like, just making out with fish all day. What's the point?
Dude,
of
no,
that?
but
but
anything,
he's,
if
he's sick, dude.
Yeah, if you
He's
could
really
ride the
on it.
ocean,
I ride the ocean aware. Oh, good for you, man. Have fun,
Dude.
bro.
Okay, I'll get from Canada to fucking Europe.
Yeah,
That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
Quicker.
dolphins. I don't know
yeah,
what to
the
tell you.
dolphins. I can talk to them, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations!
Yeah,
You
well,
talked
I
to a
mean-
fucking shark. Good for you.
I'm gonna talk to some of Coppola's kind.
Yeah,
in the
Justin's
ocean
already
first.
halfway to Aquaman. Bro. He brought the wildlife with him.
Yeah.
Do you think these types of like people have actually existed like in the history of mankind? Do you think there's actually ever been like enhanced people or like no? Well, like you ever see those YouTube things where people like control fire and shit like that, like monks?
I've seen like some crazy stuff with like monks where they like pull an airplane with like their fucking nipples and shit.
Yeah,
I
that's
swear to God. I swear to God. I swear.
With their nipple.
With the nipples attached, and they're pulling an airplane. I swear to God.
No, it has to be on neutral. The plane.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely
No,
on
yeah,
neutral.
no, it's
yeah,
parked
yeah.
and everything.
It's not dead weight.
The fucking handbrake is on and
Yeah.
everything.
But still, dude, how do you not rip your nipple off your chest? What the fuck?
If
Yeah,
you're a monk,
nips and stuff.
what do you need nips for?
True.
Rip them off.
That's
yeah.
the new Superman movie. Superman 7 nips of steel.
You think there's
Things
any
are getting nippy.
superheroes out there? No, I think people have like. I think the highest form would be of that would probably just be like a really high IQ. I think that's like the highest form of like superpower, just being extremely intelligent.
So was
You can't control shit with your mind. Let's face it. I mean, look, you never know. doubt it. Obviously, you can't like just shoot balls of fire and fly and shit. Like not with like these new technology drones on your feet.
I
and
know
shit.
there's that TV show, the Stan Lee Superhuman, and there's one guy that could withstand like ice. Even not David Copperfield, but who's the other
David
famous
Blaine.
magician?
David-
Yeah, I think
Chris Angel.
That's what was on Joe Rogan, right? David Blaine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that he froze himself in ice for I don't know how long.
For like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's done some fucked up shit,
Yeah, he
man.
does
There
fucked up shit.
was that situation. I don't know exactly the number of days. I think it was like 3 or 4 days. It might have been right under 72 hours. He was living in a block of frozen solid ice for under 72 hours, and he came out of it. And apparently, it took him like days or weeks to recover. He was just like
the photos of his face, like, are
like,
crazy.
Yeah,
of
he
that.
had.
It's scary.
He had frostbite. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
heavy
well,
frostbite.
just everything. Like
For
his nervous system shut down. His motory senses were completely eliminated. He couldn't move his arms. Like he didn't understand where he was. He was fucked up.
That's crazy.
There was another one where he held his breath for like 18 minutes underwater or some shit like that. And you see him while he's doing this. He's doing it on live TV, okay? And he's underwater, and he starts like having these like convulsions at a certain point, like 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, and he's explaining afterwards as they're rewatching the tape, and he's like, yeah, at this moment, like my body was starting to really gasp for air, and so I had to fight every instinct in me to go get that air. And so you see his body like going like that, like really just convulsing in a really scary fucking fashion. And like, so that's what I mean. Like, maybe not superhero in the sense of like Superman, but people who can do like extraordinary feats,
Yeah, like withstanding things. Yeah,
like that.
ice and like Wim Hof style things like that. Yeah.
Like that takes a lot of fucking practice, a lot of training and
Yeah.
shit. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like there has been people throughout history that can fucking do that. I think that's where like legends come from. All these tales that you hear from different like cultures,
Yeah.
like Nordic cultures have the whole like Viking thing
Yeah.
and Thor, and you know what I mean. Like that must come from somewhere.
What about Jesus?
Well, Jesus is like an amalgamation of a bunch of different like
Yeah.
religions and stories.
Yes,
and stuff,
but like
he
his-
must have been
his-
someone.
His
Yeah, he
tales.
was a guy with long hair that was nice to a couple people.
But he has his
Yeah.
tales, the water
Yeah.
into wine, all
It's a
that shit.
fucking
Obviously,
wino.
he didn't just shoot water into wine.
No, he just got a bunch of people drunk, and then that's what they
Yeah.
thought
yeah,
afterwards.
and he
I
just
don't know.
convinced them. Yeah, I
Well,
think I found the
good.
guy's kid. Classic.
Yeah.
He did it for the guys, man. He did it for the guys.
Just to impress the
That's
boys.
why we praise him.
That's in
Yeah.
Psalms, actually. They did it
Is
for the
it?
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thou shalt come forward for this bread that is my body,
Yeah.
for the guys,
For the guys.
for the boys.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, he must have been someone that existed. He was probably a guy who had like a big house party, gave everyone fish and bread. You know what I mean? He just gave a bunch of people wine, and was like, "This guy's fucking awesome, man."
Fish, bread, and
wine.
wine. But you go into a house party, someone feed you fish and bread and some wine. What the fuck?
Yeah, but 2,000 years ago, that's like, oh man, you're at Ruth Chris or something like that. Living large.
I don't know. Give me some liquor or something. Fuck
But
this guy
these,
wine.
I feel like these things must be like actual things that may have happened and then may have been misconstrued after. Like, you know, you ever watch Ancient Aliens, right? Like all
Yeah.
these, their theory is that all these legends and tales and stories that are told about like some guy coming down with a chariot is actual shit that happened, but just interpreted through the mind of someone who was limited in terms of what they were seeing, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they can only...
Chariot of the gods. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
book, I think,
exactly.
yeah.
That guy sounds like a fucking crazy person.
Oh,
though.
that his hair gets higher every season. It's just like slowly growing
Yeah.
up.
George,
he's
George
a-
Tsoukalos.
Yeah, he's a meme.
He's getting abducted mid Ancient Aliens.
You know what's fucked up? Speaking of like history of mankind and stuff, I always wonder this. Okay, I always think. Okay, I'll ask you first. How long do you think mankind has been around, from the cavemen to now?
Well,
Like, what would be the number of years? you think?
According to Christianity or according to logic?
No, according
Logic.
Okay.
according to
yeah,
like
yeah.
according to science. Let's
yeah,
just say.
yeah, I know.
How
No,
long? I don't know. I feel really stupid right now, but I would say I don't know, tens of thousands of years. More?
Did you know that you?
Humans, not dinosaurs and shit, eh?
Cavemen to now is like I think over more than millions.
I don't think more than like a million years though, unless I'm super fucking wrong. But
we'll look at it after.
we'll
but
look at
okay, we'll pretend it's a million years. Okay, how the fuck? This is a question I always have. How the fuck have we not gone extinct in a million years?
Oh, we're coming close. We're on the way.
Yeah, I know, but like, well, whatever, like the global warming crisis and so on. But I mean, in the initial stages, right? Like when you grow up as a baby,
yeah,
your life is about learning what hurts you and what doesn't hurt you, and the people who allow you to know that is your parents. They guide you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So at a certain point in like the evolution of mankind, there must have been a moment where somebody couldn't guide you and tell you that this is right or this is wrong. So how the fuck did this one guy know that, oh, don't eat that berry? versus you can't eat that berry. Like it's trial and error.
It's all trial and error. That's
So
what I
how
was
the
gonna say.
like you know what I mean? Was there like one guy that they designated to be like, yeah, go fucking try that raw meat and see what
Okay,
happens?
well, it's the same thing for like I don't know, for example, for animals and shit like
yeah,
that.
like rats. I feel like I saw something like older rats will make young rats go to the rat trap, and that's how they like figure stuff out. They're like, okay, young rat, you check out this rat trap, and we'll see if it like kills you and stuff.
Wow.
Animals know what to eat and what not to eat. It's
But I
all,
feel
it's
like
all
they're-
instinct.
Well, they're more I feel like they're more instinctual than we
But
are.
that's
As
They
how-
humans.
are,
but
yeah.
that's how we were back then.
Yeah.
We were animals back then, man. That's what it is. You just slowly, and look at us now doing a podcast. You know what I mean? Like that's how far we've come. But back
we're
then,
still
it was-
animals.
We're
Yeah.
still
Pure-
animals. Have you ever seen
Yes,
you
of
eat
course.
a donut?
Yeah.
but it was all it's all instinctual, man. And people would trial and error, man. Some guy, me and you were both apes and doing our thing, and you eat a berry, you die. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not eating that berry, and now I'm not eating it pretty much forever. And that's what happens slowly.
Where did Josh go? Yeah, I don't know. We were walking in the forest and he ate a berry, and next thing you know, he threw up his heart.
And now he's done.
He's dead.
I don't know.
We were animals, just fucking banging all straight bush.
Straight
Yeah,
bush.
Straight
Carrying around
bush.
our fucking bone clubs.
Imagine the first human to realize that like, oh fuck, I can't just come inside anytime I want. You just come inside, and next thing you know, you got this fucking kid that you have to take care of, and you're just
That's
like,
what I'm
oh.
saying.
Dude, that's
like-
still happening today,
Yeah.
bro. What are you talking about? That's never gonna go away, dude. Shooting inside.
Yeah.
No, you
I
can't.
know, but
you
like
can't.
imagine they didn't like all they knew is that it felt good. So for the
They
first,
probably didn't even know like what was happening. They're like, why am I just giving birth so often?
Yeah.
Like the girls, like, why am I always becoming pregnant? And they probably realize, oh shit.
why is there more children just coming out of this woman right now?
Yeah, the guy's just chilling in the forest, like hunting, shooting inside. Every
Yeah.
time he comes back to the hut.
Yeah.
Goes to fucking caveman work
Yeah.
like the Flintstones. Imagine it was actually like the Flintstones. Just cars out of rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 3.5 cave. Working to get a 4.5 soon.
That's a lovely pet raptor you got there.
Were they? No, but we weren't around when dinosaurs were around.
No, but they have it
probably
in
not.
Flint-
But
they have
in
it
the
in Flint-
Flintstones, they have
it
the
in
fucking
Flintstones.
dinosaurs working.
It's actually
on their own
crazy
shit.
because I heard that there's the Stegosaurus. That's the one with the long neck, right?
Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Anyways,
yeah.
the long neck one, I could be way off, but there are two dinosaurs. So we're gonna put humans, the T-Rex, and then I think it was the Stegosaurus, for example, Stegosaurus. There's a bigger gap between a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus than there is between
Stegosaurus.
whatever.
Yeah.
Between I can't even fucking speak. And
Stegosaurus,
there is a
dude.
bigger difference between a T-Rex and a human.
In terms of the time that's elapsed,
Yes.
that's so fucked up. Even dinosaurs freak me out, man. Like, where the fuck does anybody get off saying what they looked like, what they sounded
Well,
like?
Ah,
bones
dude.
and shit, but
No,
no, they're
we-
saying they were all feathered.
Yeah, we all watched Jurassic Park and assumed based on a movie.
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
dinosaurs
no,
look.
obviously not. It was based off findings, Jurassic Park. They didn't just fucking make a movie about dinosaurs not knowing what they look like.
No,
Hey,
if it was
Jim, look
based
at
on
this fucking
findings, they
thing.
would have put feathers, but it looks less cool with feathers.
No, because the feathers were discovered like recently, apparently. Like, oh shit, they actually probably all had feathers.
How did they discover feathers?
They probably found a fucking feather. Or they probably found a corpse, or like, not a corpse, but like whatever. They probably dug it up.
Fossil.
Fossils, thank you very much. My god.
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. I am fucking stupid tonight.
The
Holy shit.
Stegosaurus.
The
yeah,
Stegosaurus.
yeah,
They found fossils, man. That was fucking filled with feathers, I think.
Like, there's no way that you can possibly know what they sound like. You know what I mean? That's a classic meme, right, on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, who is to say that they just roared like that, or even who's to say that they looked like that? All you see is their bones, and all you're hearing it from is these people who are just like digging shit up in the dirt.
but there's
you know?
like math behind it,
Did you
obviously.
see that the Egyptian mummy, like a pharaoh, that they took his voice box to mimic his voice, but they only have one split second of his voice, and it's just him going like ah, like it's so useless. It's so useless. This is just going ah.
They caught him.
Yeah,
they,
like,
they
oh,
caught
cool.
him mid-nut.
That's what he sounds like. Yeah, that's yeah.
Caught him mid-nut.
I'm pharaoh. Ah.
Must have been fucking mental to be a pharaoh, dude. A guy, one person was like, yo, all you guys for no money,
Yeah.
you're gonna build me a fucking pyramid.
Yeah, it's crazy. At least pay them. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? At least like minimum
Pay them
wage.
what, bro? In salt.
Well, I don't know. Minimum wage. Give them food. Give them something. Give them coins. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus. These guys, man.
Imagine moving like the boulder that's like the block of like whatever granite that is 100,000 times your size, and just you and a crew of people that 20 people are dying that day while pushing it. You know,
It's crazy.
like yo, Jim didn't make it today. Like
There's like fucking 30 malnourished
Yeah.
guys like,
I
hey,
love-
you want to help me with this?
I love how that's my Egyptian name, like Jim.
Jim,
That's
yeah.
Jim.
Oh, and the worst part is, man, is they did this, and it's like, you know how we all buzz because like we have to go to work tomorrow, like
Yeah.
we're dreading it. These guys did that and didn't even get paid.
Can you imagine the night before?
It's like,
you know how sometimes like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're like, oh fuck, man, work tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
it's coming time. I gotta call it a night soon. Imagine them the night before they're in their hut or whatever with their wife, and it's like, oh, Gotta wake up tomorrow at 4 a.m. to go move a big fucking boulder.
Dude, I don't even know if they got the luxury of like staying with a wife.
Yeah,
and
actually, yeah.
Probably just slept in the rubble and then woke up and worked.
That's fucking terrible.
Apparently, I forget where I read this, that the time stated, or the time that they estimate the pyramids to have taken to be built, if you were to get people today with all the technological advancements that we have for structure and like for blueprint building, not in terms of moving the boulders. If you still had people moving the boulders manually, but you have all the added...
Now we have cranes and all that shit you're saying.
No, but without the cranes. People still moving it, but we can plan it out better, so we can understand how to place the boulders in a way so that everything is symmetrical.
Yeah.
Even with all that today, if we made people do it manually, it would still take like, I think, 7 or 8 times the amount of time that it actually took to build the pyramids. So that's why people are always like, oh, aliens and shit like that. You know what I mean?
But they had certain advantages we didn't have.
Like
being
slavery.
able to just kill hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah.
Move this boulder in 5 times the amount of time that it's supposed to take, or I'm killing you right
do this
now.
in 20 minutes or like you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll do it in 20 minutes.
It's a bunch of people just like fucking rushing off adrenaline. Let's go.
Nah, dude.
But you think that was trial and error? You think the pyramids were trial and error? You think like stacking them and shit, like they're perfect, those things.
They're aligned with like a certain fucking constellation too.
Yeah, like every tip of the pyramids are aligned with the
There
stars.
were architects back then, dude.
Yeah,
that designed the pyramids and all that shit.
I think we give a lot less credit than we should to the intelligence of like ancient man.
For sure.
A lot of people tend to look at ancient man as like this dumb person who didn't know as much as we know.
I don't think that at all.
I think in some cases, man, they might even have been more fucking ingenious than we are, dude.
Yeah. Like aliens is such a... It's like saying, oh yeah, Illuminati. It's like a lame excuse. Yeah, aliens did it, instead of like putting like the nuance in the people at a time. You're like, nah, it was aliens. Nah, it was Illuminati. Jay-Z is not like talented.
No, but people freak out because not because they were stupid, because they didn't have the tools that we have today. That's why I freak out, not because they're lower than us.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of people tend to think in general that like we have a higher IQ now than they did back then because we have all these technological.
Yeah, okay, everyone's on drugs and shit now, but what IQ is stronger, man? Like what do you, they had clean brains back then, man. Think about it.
Well, there was alcohol.
Okay, besides that.
Yeah, they were for sure eating like peyote or some kind of plant that had like hallucinogenic effects.
No one was like streeching cocaine and like snorting fucking, I don't know, ketamine and shit back then, man.
It really jumped straight to streeching, snorting. Different,
Some guys
I said 2 different drugs, at least some of the same drugs.
I guess.
Some guys doing a line of like wheat powder from the fucking the crop fields. But yeah, I think like, you know how some cities have been lost to time and shit like that, like Mesopotamia and
Atlantis.
Fucking was Atlantis a thing?
I don't know.
Atlantis Gym is
the Mayans.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
gym is real. Let me tell you.
shout out Atlantis Gym.
Like the Mayans and shit. I'm sure in that same way, there's been like intelligence or knowledge lost to time. So like maybe mathematical equations or technological advancements that certain cultures might have had to help them do all these things that we don't know about were lost for a certain period of time and then were regained after 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years.
Yeah, it's like the Library of Alexandria. Supposedly it being burnt down, lost, I don't know, set man back like 10,000 years or something like that.
They say the medieval age is also like the medieval age, no, not the medieval, the dark ages or whatever, where everything was run by like crusaders and it was all about religion. Yeah. Set people back however many thousands of years because everything was based off of this like religious ideology, right? Whereas if that wasn't there, they say technological advancement would have been furthered so many more thousands of years or however.
Yeah, we'd be more advanced now than ever. That would be crazy. How much more advanced could we possibly get?
You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ!
I'll tell you one advancement that we can do very quickly. Something I saw on YouTube actually.
What?
I found the easiest way to steal a car.
Are we gonna talk about theft right now?
Fuck, is that why you guys asked me to do this? Help you steal a car? Fuck.
Have some friends.
What do you? I'll pose the question to you guys. What do you do when you leave your keys in your car?
Well, you have to call. You do 2 things. Either you go home and get a spare, which whatever. That's the number 1. Like fucking Sandro last time. Jesus Christ. Anyways, quick side story. He forgot his keys. We had to bring him back to his house. His sister brought his keys outside, went back to his car. He had the wrong keys. He had to go back to his house to get the keys again.
I don't think I was there for that. Was I there? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was after the gender reveal.
Oh, no, I left though. I left with my girlfriend.
Oh, yes. Anyways, that's what happened. Anyways, I call a taxi. They charge me $40. They on my door and I get my keys.
I've done it that I've pulled up to my dad's house, got out of the car, immediately locked my keys into the car. The second I got out, my dad had all the tools. It's like the little triangle thing you put by the window, and then you hammer
it too.
Yeah.
Or there's the blade that you just in there. I love that noise.
Yeah, but the blade is full pin.
Yeah, it's full pin.
Yeah.
So you call them to unlock the car, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine you know how to hotwire a car. You don't even have to worry about fucking getting a car unlocked. All you gotta do is just pay $40. Some guy's gonna come, he's gonna open the door for you. You go in, you hotwire the car, and you're out with the car. And you just all you have to do is pay $40 for a fucking car.
But now in
That's
like
serious.
now in like 2021 and stuff, it's done with computers and stuff. They could electronically
Yeah.
unlock
Oh, yeah,
cars
actually,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Funny story, in my area, one of my neighbors across the street from me, he's like, he had some of his belongings stolen from his car. And everyone there drives like a nice car, you know? It's not like,
2003 Civic.
yeah, or
Yeah.
whatever, you know? And every house has cameras around it. So this guy went to go look on his camera, and he saw this young kid on a ragtag like fucking bike he probably found in the back of a pharmacy. And he fucking he goes and he has a little machine, and the keys that you have that are like, you know, let's say the button,
Right.
or the push to starts or whatever, not the super old school like cars. He apparently would just go, you put it near the ignition, like on the door side, the driver's seat, and it would unlock the car. It would actually unlock the
Yeah.
car from the outside.
on the door.
He would put it against the handle of the front seat.
Okay.
From the outside,
Okay.
and it would actually unlock the car.
Yeah, it hacks into the
Yeah.
frequency basically that the
Exactly.
locking mechanism emits.
Yeah.
And once it hacks into that
What do you
frequency,
think you are, this
it-
guy?
that-
Frequencies, emits,
And-
thing. This guy.
Just like
this
that.
guy.
Just like that, dude.
Well, you know, another quick pointer of how like you could rob someone's house. Like you.
Yeah, he smiles right before he says it.
Yeah, you want to learn how to rob
Yeah.
somebody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how to steal things would
Yeah.
be on the bench.
Yeah.
On today's Coppola's Power Hour,
Yeah.
you just get the car, the garage doors have like a universal opener that your opener, you could just go in front of someone's house and it might open their garage. And
Oh,
that's
shit.
why you
Yeah.
always lock the inside of your garage door,
Oh, for
because
sure.
you might find me rummaging like
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the point of having a garage opener if you're gonna lock the door from the inside? Like if you have to come home and your door's locked, what the fuck's the point?
Are you talking about the actual garage door or
the
like
actual,
that side door?
the actual garage door.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
the door
depends.
in your house, once you get in the house, you should like lock that one.
Whatever.
So Justin doesn't break in and eat all your pastries.
That I'll do. I won't rob you. Just eat all your food.
But you get home one day, your house is robbed, and all it's missing is just a bunch of food.
It's like shout out Steve Ruffalo.
Jeez.
Just come knock on my door and ask me for the food, for the love of God. Fucking rummage through my fucking cupboards, you know?
People are hungry, man. I saw a story once that some like
People
hobo
are hungry.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good enough excuse to rob someone's house. But people are hungry, bro.
some hobo was like living in some guy's cabinet for like a month. I heard or something. I swear
in,
to God.
in a cabinet, not his house. In the cabinet.
In a house in the cabinet.
Yeah, like where you keep your plates and shit.
No. So
Well,
they
what's
would-
this Leo that could fit in here? Like, who could fit in here?
It was like a little storage unit in the house, man, and then there was a camera inside, and after a long time, you would just see this I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, like a hobo, come out of the little storage unit, and then go in the fridge, eat all the food, and go back in.
I think there was someone
What
like in a
the
grocery
fuck?
store in the
Yeah.
States, like a Walmart, or someone was living in.
I'm not even surprised.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a Walmart
Hey,
in
living
the
in a
States,
Walmart
like,
has everything you need, you know.
Yeah.
But they're open 24 hours in the States. You don't have to like technically like just stay
Yeah,
there.
you just walk around eternally.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
never leave.
You know what I always thought about? Like, if you were a homeless person, especially in Montreal, right? Like with the winters that we have, it's in Canada in general, the
Oh, it must
winters
be
that we
rough.
have,
It must be rough. For
very
sure.
rough
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. But like, why don't you just go into like the metro or you know what I mean? Like, why? I
Check
never.
you out.
Do they really?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
actually
yeah.
get
They
the
fucking
auto-
install
Really?
spikes now and shit everywhere, so you can't even sit down.
That's intense. I didn't know
That's
that.
deep,
I haven't
man.
taken a metro in
Yeah,
a really
same.
long time.
No, but
and
I don't
didn't
know if
that.
it's big in Montreal, but I've seen it like in the States.
Well,
like random
I don't know.
ledges or like sometimes in front of like storefronts.
Hmm.
So there's the door. Let's say like there's like a little door and there's like a little. How can I say this? Like the space pretty much to walk. All they keep is the little square to walk into the door, and the whole part of the concrete is full of spikes. So the homeless people can't go sleep on the side.
That's like Giuliani in the 90s in New York was like removing park benches
Mhm.
and just to make sure that there's no stationary spot that you could stay at. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is, man. It's a fine line, and I don't have the answer to this, but it's a fine line between helping people and enabling them.
Yeah.
So the thing with homelessness, and we've been to Vancouver, right? And you've been to California. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've been recently, but apparently it's just like
It's-
there's like
yeah,
fucking
no.
human feces
Yo,
on the
yeah, I
streets
went
everywhere.
last
In
year, it was
San
crazy.
Francisco, I think there's an app to track like human shit or something like that.
Yeah,
Supposedly
yeah.
they have a big like problem of
Yeah,
like
there's a
holy
big
people
there's a
crapping
big
in
homeless
public.
problem on the West Coast, particularly
Yeah,
because the weather tends to be nicer.
Mm.
coastal cities tend to be more liberal in that sense for like
I know you-
politically speaking.
You hate those coastal cities. eh?
If you're gonna be
Yeah.
if you're gonna be homeless, man, you go chill on the
Yeah.
West Coast.
But yeah, they tend to be more liberal in that sense.
Here's a point that I want to make on this, okay, with the spikes. You're a business owner, okay?
Yeah.
Every single morning you come into work and there's some homeless guy sleeping on your fucking door.
Steve's there, yeah.
No, but seriously though, you have guests lined up and there's just some like bum on your fucking floor. That's what the spikes are for. So talking about helping, you're helping businesses by doing that. You're not helping the homeless, but you're helping businesses because it's not a good image at the end of the day, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. But that's what I was gonna say is that you have that fine line between helping and enabling them, right? So it's like, at what point is me allowing them to do whatever they want just allowing them to do whatever the fuck they want? Because at the end of the day, there's externalities, right? Like if there's a big homeless problem, like in California, there's just shit everywhere. You have people who are living in suburban areas, or any area for that matter, that have to deal with shit all over the fucking street. Or these people who are
But
drug
is
addicts.
it in the suburbs? It's mostly in the. It's mostly
Well, in
in
California,
the
it's
city.
creeping into the suburbs. A lot of people in the suburbs are complaining about like syringes and shit on the streets. Like in California, it's pretty bad. And you saw in Vancouver, there's like areas where it's just
Yeah,
skid
it's
row,
terrible.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's not to say that that homeless people are the problem. You know what I mean? It's just that there's a lot of
It's-
factors to it, right?
It's not that the problem is having a lot of them is
Yeah.
a problem. Sounds mean to say, but having a lot of homeless people is a problem, man. Like you said, they're fucking shitting everywhere.
Really call them them.
Well, I'm not like.
Yeah, you have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shut the fuck up, you guys.
But I know
Yeah,
what you mean, and it's not all, you know what I mean. Like look, we're talking about people like shitting. Let's say in California, it's,
Yeah.
it's it's not every homeless person that's shitting all over the street.
No, obviously not.
You know what sucks though? Imagine it's like you're part of the homeless community, and it's just like you see some guy taking a dump. It's like, dude, can you not do that? Can you not? You know those situations where it's like that one guy
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
You're not
fucks it up
helping
for.
us.
It's like Craig. Craig, can you not shit? There's a toilet over there. It's like, dude, I just want to shit on the fucking street, man.
Dude.
It's like there's always that one moment where it's
But-
one guy fucks it up for everybody.
Where are they gonna shit?
I mean, there's porta potties. If I can find a bathroom at Jerry Park,
Dude, honestly, if you're a hobo, like, and you see a trash can, instead of just shitting on the sidewalk, like,
So at least shit in the trash can.
at least shit in the trash can.
Yeah,
At
but like
least.
what? It's like some guys walking in a park. There's some homeless guy just sitting on top of the garbage, taking a dump.
Well, what looks worse, that or him just standing there staring at you as you're walking by him on the sidewalk, just ripping a fucking keg? Yeah,
I love that.
it's too much. you
Yeah,
know,
but
like-
they go shit in hiding. I'm sure they go shit like in like where we would go piss in a forest. They probably shit there. I don't think they just shit mid fucking
yeah,
walk, like mid path.
if it's like the middle of the night, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
there's shit in public.
No, but I saw a friend actually shit in public with. He didn't actually shit. It was somebody. I'll just say it was Leo, bro. I saw Leo take a shit in the fucking woods. We were on the way to
That's not
Banff.
public though.
Well,
The
listen.
woods is not public. You're
No,
in
it
the
was.
woods.
It was. We literally just. I would say we're driving to
If-
Banff. We pulled over on the highway, and he took a shit in the middle of the fucking
Yeah, and there
street.
was a parking lot on the edge of the
Okay,
highway,
yeah,
and
okay,
right
okay.
next to that parking lot.
He took a shit.
It wasn't in
there
the
was
middle of the
stoppages and
forest.
shit,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
okay.
Leo is such an intelligent person that he didn't take his like underwear wrapped around his ankles. He didn't take it all the way off.
So when he squatted to shit, he just shat all over his underwear.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like only Leo,
Yeah.
only Leo would do that.
He's
you
so
know?
smart, man. But for things like this,
Yeah.
he's a complete fucking idiot.
You know what's funny though is like, why is it that? Well, I mean, I guess I know why taking a shit in public is taboo because like nobody wants to smell your
it
shit.
smells like shit.
But that you have to go hide, right? So the reason you're hiding is one because you don't want to take a shit, but all in front of people's eyes, but also because you don't want people to see you naked, right?
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
public indecency.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
some,
So-
you know?
and so my question
Yeah.
is like, why is being naked, which is technically speaking the most like natural thing of all time, like everyone's born naked, like in Adam and Eve times, like they were made naked. Why is that such a uncomfortable thing for people? Like, why is that? I feel like the fear of being naked in front of people is not societally learned. It's very innate, you know.
Well, there's two reasons.
Just
Yeah,
one.
yeah, go.
So, what's fucked up about that? To add to that point about it being societally innate, if you look in the Bible and
Societally
innate. I might have like used those words wrong, but
I wanna stab
if you look in the Bible, and they talk in the Adam and Eve story in the Genesis or whatever the fuck book it's part of, they specifically mention that Adam and Eve were were put into the Garden of Eden naked, right? And they make a point of mentioning that they were naked, which implies that being naked is out of the norm from the point of view of whoever's writing it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like from that moment, or from the beginning of time, let's say, like there's always been this innate fear of nakedness, right?
Yeah.
Like why does it make you so vulnerable if it's so natural?
Because two things. One, being naked became super sexualized. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So you'll see a girl with like let's be honest, a hot girl naked.
Mhm.
Listen,
Listen, what?
it's attractive, man. Like it's not people. There's that, and second, people don't like their body image, man. They want to just hide it. People are super
Yeah.
self-conscious. They don't want to just be naked in the middle of the
Yeah.
street and be like, oh, the people that are like overweight and shit. Like they don't want to fucking show that.
When we were in Vancouver,
I have the
actually, and
answers.
we went to Wreck Beach, the nude beach, not a single one of our group took their clothes off.
It's okay. I'm gonna see Kev naked this
Yeah,
year.
me too. Actually, I'm gonna probably.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it,
Yeah, dude.
yeah?
Dude,
Yeah.
last year when we went, I was wearing a fucking European like Speedo, dude. I'm all worried. I'm all worried.
Why do you think that when we were there, though? Because you were there with us when we
I
went to
was
Wreck
there,
Beach.
yeah.
Why did nobody in our group get naked?
Well, dude, for
We all chill. Well, look, for that, there's girlfriends around too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get naked in front of Cianci's girlfriend, for example.
and like yeah.
She's gonna just leave him right away for me. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I have to be careful.
So that's a
Yeah,
well endowed turtle.
yeah, I mean, it's like, look at that turtle.
Oh
Oh,
my
my
God.
god.
Oh my
He's
God.
coming out of his shell.
Really take
Oh
that turtle
my God.
metaphor to the next level.
Yeah.
Fuck, Jesus
Really
Christ.
poking his head out.
Yeah, but no chat. She leaves me for
Shut
you.
up.
No chance she leaves
There's
me
no
for
way.
you. At
There's
Wreck
no
Beach, by the way, this is a debate I had. I saw a family of naked people.
Yeah, yeah.
Mom,
Yeah, we all
dad,
did, yeah.
and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, buzzing our faces.
I find that so fucked up.
yeah.
Like you're
Why
just
are you
making your
bring-
child be naked.
Oh, like my eyes. I don't want to see like fucking naked kids. That's fucked up, man.
Well, maybe like
That's so
he
fucked.
was saying
Yeah, it's pretty
earlier how
fucked.
like, oh, it's not social, oh my god, socially innate or whatever incorrect way he used that earlier. But no, maybe it's helping the kid grow and be more comfortable. Obviously, I get what you're saying.
It's also
that
what they're used
it's
to,
fu-
man.
It's very weird and like
You're going
you
to a
know,
touristic
yeah.
beach. Like it's a
Yeah.
nude beach, fine.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, man, you're going there. Like if you want to go, you and your wife naked, all chill. But
Yeah.
you're gonna go there with your like
They're trying to
10-year-old daughter
they're
and your
trying to give
fucking
the
8-year-old
kids-
son.
They're
That's
trying to
fucking
give
weird.
the kids the
Well,
values
dude,
that they have.
listen,
like-
man. If they're nudists and those are the values that they instill in their kids, like
I get it.
me too. I don't want to see a fucking 8-year-old kid naked. Like
There are
nobody,
worse-
nobody
there
wants to see that.
There are worse
Yeah.
values you can instill your kid, like
Yeah.
Josh's
No.
conservative values, or like.
You know what's
get
fucked?
it, man.
You know what's fucked up is when we were walking into Wreck Beach. Actually, I saw the cops. They were blocking Jeffrey Epstein from coming in. He was like, "Dude, he's like, I got
Jeez.
tickets. I want to come in."
I know. Justin's like, let him in. Come on.
Bro, stop.
He's with me. He's with me.
Stop, fuck.
He was on a family vacation to fucking. He was on a dead now, but I mean, his spirit was trying to get into Wreck Beach.
No,
Yeah,
you know what,
man.
man? I find that really fucked up. I don't know. As a parent, man, we're just so many like fucking Epsteins out there, man, and
Yeah.
shit. You gotta be careful. You can't just bring your
Yeah.
kid, just tourists, man. You can't just bring your naked kids out there, man.
It's fucked.
Who am I to judge?
But you know, this is a point that I'm gonna make very poorly. But in situations where like you're at Wreck Beach, right, where there's a bunch of like naked women, you're a guy, you like boobs, you like butt, you like vagina, you like
Yeah.
naked women, you're gonna stare,
Yeah.
right? So, is it obviously taboo? It's obviously taboo for me to be staring really intensely. But is it wrong of me to be like, you know, like, oh my god, boobs, and like I'm obviously gonna
Oh
look.
my god,
you know what I mean?
boobies.
I'm obviously gonna look, and so if you translate that into like the real world, when you go out and stuff, and like girls are always like, "Oh my god, it's stuck in my tits." It's like, yeah, because you're wearing a string to cover your nipples. There's no top, you know, like my eyes are drawn there, like inevitably, I can't stop it. It's nature, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that
Yeah.
wrong of us to be like, well, if you know, I'm not saying it's justification to rape someone or whatever.
No.
But
No,
like
you're
my eyes
wrong.
are my eyes are drawn there
Yeah.
because you know your shorts are showing your entire ass and your shirt's showing all your boobs, and I like boobs and I like ass.
Well, the acid girl, man. When we went to Wreck Beach, the girl I bought some acid and for all of us, and the girl that sold me acid was literally fully naked. She's like, "Here's your
Yeah,
acid."
bro.
I'm just staring at her tits.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with myself. Like you're naturally drawn to them, obviously.
It's a great way to make a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Then you realize, holy shit, I'm staring too
Like-
much. Let me just
Yeah.
Like,
look
oh
up.
shit, what did
Yeah.
I just buy? I don't know.
Just buy, like, all kinds of fucking.
I've caught myself sometimes in sales situations where I'm talking to someone and I'm just like I'm looking at their boobs, but it's not like I'm staring. Like it just my eyes go there, and every time my eyes go there, they catch me with my eyes there, or I feel anyway that they catch me with my eyes.
Well, they're
there.
looking right at
Well,
you.
if they're
If
looking
I'm-
right at you, yeah.
You know
I'm
what I
talking
mean?
to Cianci one-on-one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you always
Yeah.
look at my tits. so
Yeah,
it's
and
okay.
that's it.
And I used to always say this because I've worked in sales jobs all my life, and I used to always tell my bosses, like, guys, you're bitching and complaining about fucking sales results. Like, yo, hire some really good-looking girls. You want to get sales? You want to sell TVs at Best Buy? Who's coming in to buy TVs? Men,
Yeah.
older men, horny men. Get a fucking
Hey, man.
beautiful-looking girl.
Bro,
to
you-
come into the store.
You get me in a tube top. That's it.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a good way to close
They're
your
gonna go
business.
bankrupt.
Yeah. those jeans that show your ass. I
Yeah.
bend over to get something. You know?
Like, who's gonna sell the guarantee on the TV more? Me, where I'm like, yeah, you want a fucking guarantee, or the girl's like, yeah, the guarantee is like really good for the TV.
It's really fucking good.
You should really buy
fucking
it.
good.
You should really buy the guarantee.
Extended warranty.
Extended back.
It's the warranty, but it's extended. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy the fucking guarantee. I'll buy the guarantee.
I'll buy it for you.
I'll buy
Let's
it
go.
for you. You know what I mean?
Let's
You
go.
need one, Bella.
You need one. I'll buy one for you. One for you.
No, honestly, man. Honestly, I don't know. For me personally, like, yeah, you look by nature, but we're also like desensitized to it, man. It's like
Yeah.
so common, especially now. Like,
It always freaks me out, man, because realistically speaking, like you said before, Justin, we're animals, right? We have animalistic instincts that, if you think about it, we literally suppress and fight every single day. And these instincts, a lot of times, are stronger than our willpower. And so you go around your entire life at a place like Wreck Beach, and a girl's selling you acid completely nude, and it's literally taking everything in you to not be like, I just want to grab this boob right now, and like, you know what I mean? It's taking everything in you, and you're able to suppress those instincts. And as a society, men and women, we all have instincts that we have to suppress.
I don't think girls
push
see
those
like
down.
they can like want to suck that cock right now and then. I don't think they think
Some
like
girls
that.
do,
hey, man, depends.
Yeah,
girls do.
I
Yeah.
think we're more on the animal side than that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
Just because
Yeah.
you don't get those reactions.
Yeah. Yeah, we see boobs, we want to grab it. Women see our wallets and like, I want to spend that money.
Oh my god.
Joke.
Yeah.
not.
You're such a cisgendered male. Oh my god, jeez, my god.
But no, you can't go. You making that statement about like girls, like let's say like helping you out in sales. That's why obviously they bars hire hot bartenders
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
things
say
like
that too. Yeah.
But in the day, man, all these like what's it, two spirit, SJ dub, plus minus equal sign, they're gonna get pissed, man. You can't, like they're gonna be like protesting shit now. You can't do that. Imagine Best Buy says, you know what, we're gonna hire all broads. Forget it. The internet's gonna explode.
It's a
Why?
cancel culture, man.
Yeah,
You think?
it's-
Yeah.
But
for
People are
what
gonna
reason?
attack that.
because it's the meaning to women, man.
Oh, these mass.
But why? We're being a fucking like a ring girl or like any or a fucking Playboy magazine girl isn't demeaning.
I think they don't get shot on Playboy. They just have too much money to fucking give a shit.
Do they get shot on? I feel like now, especially in 21, like all that is like quote unquote empowering to women, right? Like all these things like Cardi B and fucking Megan Thee Stallion, all this stuff.
You think it has the opposite effect?
Yeah, there's the WAP video with Megan Thee Stallion, and
She's a stallion, that
yeah.
one.
I better say her name, Megan Thee Stallion.
Die
And Cardi
Stallion.
B. That video had like articles written about it where it was like female empowerment, and I'm not here to say that it is or it isn't. I don't. But in 2000,
It isn't for you.
I don't. Think it's, but in 2021, all that is considered empowering. So why would Best Buy hiring all good-looking women be demeaning? You know what I mean? I feel like that would be progressive. Best Buy hires only women. I just spat
You
over
spat
the
all over
Yeah,
it.
jeez.
Yeah, Josh, take it easy.
Wait,
bro.
Meg the Stallion's got your drooling.
Suck it up, fuck it up. I put that pussy in a bubble up. Whatever the fucking that song says.
But yeah,
My girlfriend loves that song.
I saw somebody
All girls love that song.
Yeah.
I saw somebody posted an article or something on Instagram the other day that like, oh, you're not supposed to call it a pregnant woman anymore. You're supposed to call it a pregnant person to include all peoples and
bro,
what
I
only
can't
that
stand
gender can actually do.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
so I'm a pregnant person after a few Big Macs, bro.
Yeah. I saw an article where we're going to be calling parents caretakers of unspecified gender. It's going
yeah,
there.
it's going there. It's going
That's
there.
terrible.
You know what, man? Everyone, you know what? You're a fucking pregnant woman. Only women can have babies. You know what? That's even better. Like, you're unique. You can carry a child.
I used to have a class in Concordia with a professor named Gad Sad, and I've spoken about this on the podcast before. He's got a book called Evolutionary Psychology and Consumer Behavior. It's a really good book if anybody wants to read it.
I wish I had him as a professor when I was at Concordia.
He's a snob. He's a bit of... honestly...
I'm not surprised at all to hear that, though.
Honestly, I feel as though he's an intelligent person, and I think that a lot of the points and a lot of the things that he says are valid and are correct. I just feel as though he's the type of guy that's trying too hard to be the intellectual mentor for people like a Jordan Peterson or like a Sam Harris, you know what I mean, or like a Brett Weinstein. He's trying too hard to be those people, and he's always on Twitter like saying shit or whatever. So he's always trying to say the most outlandish thing to be part of that, the intellectual dark web, as they've dubbed it, and it comes across as too try hard. But he's a smart guy.
I almost feel like a lot of them are like that. Brett Weinstein, sorry.
I feel like it's more natural though.
He's like a scientist, and then he's talking about stuff that's not science. You know, Jordan Peterson is like, you know.
Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist. He tends to err more on the side of discussions about like, you know, innate.
Innate. Yes, I love that word.
Things that you do that are within you, or
where's
whatever.
the Stegosaurus from?
About actions that you take that are like rooted in psychology or rooted in evolution and stuff. So I think he stays to his topics. But anyway, point being is that in this book, Evolutionary Psychology, he talks about the reason why in history women are revered and looked at as this object that's difficult to attain, right? And even now, today, like in the mating game, women are more choosy than men, obviously. And the reason he says that, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but he goes, when you jack off, how many sperm are ejaculated? Millions and millions, right?
Millions, yeah.
In a woman's lifetime, her menstrual cycles determine how many times she's able to give birth, technically speaking, right? And so she'll produce a very finite amount of eggs that said sperm can impregnate.
Yeah.
So where we're jacking off and ejaculating millions and millions of fucking kids every single time we jerk it, they only have a very limited amount of eggs. So anything that's scarce inevitably becomes rare and becomes something that people cherish more, right? So that's why.
That makes sense, I guess.
I mean,
that makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense logically speaking. Is it the truth? I don't, who knows? I'm not here to say, but. That's why in history there's always been this idea of like the Virgin Mary or like women being this rare object or whatever. Not that they're objects, you know, but like anyway, this is all quoting from the book, you know.
Some girls will be like, "Oh my God, we're not objects."
Yeah.
So all this to say, I tend to think that, you know, if you're working for Playboy or you're working as a porn star, I don't think it's the meaning because you've chosen to do that. You're an adult. You can make the decisions that you want to make.
Yeah, but that's the argument for everything. That's what it is. Obviously, like, look, if you want to go be a fucking stripper, you can go be a stripper, man. People are going to judge you for being a stripper. But that's not the issue. The issue, people are going to judge regardless. Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You can be okay with it and someone's not, and a group of people are not going to be okay with it, and they're going to come out, they're going to march. And
there's always going to be those types.
You can't avoid that shit, man.
Yeah. But we've always said this. You can make whatever decision you want to make. You're an adult.
There's consequences,
You think about it, but there's consequences to everything that you
100%.
make. Any decision that you want to make. If I fucking put a cucumber in my ass, I can't complain when there's seeds being shit out after.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just don't complain when it's in your salad, bro.
Don't complain after if you're a fucking gaping asshole. You can't complain. What do you expect?
All that being said, we're going to jump into a little segment today that we like to call
Really Right Fuck.
Really Right Fuck.
Really Right Fuck.
So we got a couple of questions today, actually. A couple of them that are pretty cool.
I saw one. Why are you friends with a turtle? That's what somebody wrote in one. Jerry Barnello, I know it was you bastard.
It's a good question, though. Like, I want answers.
You're my friend, so you answer me the question. Why are you friends with a turtle?
You have so much Nutella at your house. Honestly.
You even like Nutella, you fucking asshole.
I don't not like Nutella.
That's
Who does
what
not
kind of
like
monster
Nutella?
are
Yeah.
you?
We'll start off with a quick would you rather. A quick clonazepam, as
quick
Coppola would put it. Would you rather not taste food forever
No.
or have a sore throat forever?
Oh, sore throat.
No, wait, what?
No, I want
So
to taste food.
it's either you have a sore throat for the rest of your life, or you can't taste food for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
but how sore is your throat?
Pretty fucking sore.
Does it
Scale
like,
of 1 to 10. Scale of
Yeah.
1 to 10.
is it like when you have like
7.5.
Is it like, you know, when you have like is it bronchitis? No, that you cough. When
Yeah.
Strep throat.
strep. Like that?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Every single day?
Every day
I've
for the
never
rest
had
of your
strep, so I don't know.
That
Or
is
you
bad,
literally
it's
want
bad,
to
yeah.
kill yourself every time you fucking swallow.
I never
Yeah.
had a throat infection before, like when I was a kid.
But you can never taste again.
You can never taste
Then
food.
when we're eating that Duffin's donut in front of you.
But you know what
Jeez.
fucking
Yeah.
sucks is when you have a strep throat or a really sore throat and you're eating food, it tastes good, but when you swallow it, it feels like someone's stabbing you in the fucking neck.
But no, it's the worst. You
But you get to
actually
enjoy the food.
you
though.
actually wouldn't be able to go your whole life with that strep throat. Forget it.
Oh, you'd kill yourself at a certain
You would
point.
kill yourself.
Yeah, how,
literally.
how many times you're going to eat a meal that it doesn't taste like anything? You're going to kill yourself after eating
Yeah.
1 tablespoon of Nutella. You're going to put the gun to your temple.
No, but actually speaking, as long as you're getting the nutrients to live, you'll be fine.
Oh, coming from you, eh?
Bro, trust
The
me, man.
nutrients.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
nutrients are in
Yeah.
freaking Kinder Buenos, bro? What nutrients are you getting?
There's is there milk in there? Milk is good for you.
Yeah, bro.
Is there milk in there?
Is there
Yeah.
milk?
It's good for the bones.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna pick not tasting food. Trust me, this is a harder one. But in reality, like in like logically speaking, you won't be able to do it like that forever.
You'd get used to not tasting food
Hey,
anymore.
you would get shredded. You don't taste food anymore.
Oh, I'm
you
jacked.
you just eat fucking
Yeah.
all the vegetables.
You would also get used to the sore throat. You say no, but
Yeah.
you would.
You would, yeah.
You think you would?
Month, 2 months in, you're gonna be like whatever.
This is a good question, though. You think that if for your entire life someone was jabbing a knife into your arm, at a certain point it would just become the norm?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
you just be desensitized to the feeling.
Yeah.
You just
But
be like,
in that
whatever.
same spot though.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
constantly
dude.
getting my heart broken. It doesn't even feel bad anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Amish people with electricity. They don't know what they're missing.
Fucking Amish people, dude. It must be like what the fuck, man? Like, the world is advancing us around you. Like, Jesus Christ. You want to, like, step it up?
Stop building barns and get your head in the game.
You know what I mean?
Dude, it must be
Jesus Christ.
fucking satisfying to build a barn, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd build a barn.
They must feel like men after, like no shower, but whatever. It's okay.
It's actually something. It's
Is
called
there hot water?
Yeah, well, they would wash themselves in the lake.
Do you
bro.
think Amish
Churning
guys'
butter and shit.
beard, like the curtains match the drapes for them?
100%, dude.
Yeah, they don't have electric razors, bro,
No.
to shave their pubes.
Maybe
and
they're
shit.
taking a straight razor to their nuts. I don't know.
Dude, that you take the bushwhacker, bro, after a while.
How do people shave before razors and, like, electric razors?
with like knives, like you do with your beard. Yeah,
That's dangerous.
shave your pubes.
Jesus
so
Christ.
manly, fuck.
Yeah,
Talk
it
about-
is.
So
Talk about
manly.
taking fucking self-grooming to the next level. Jesus holy.
Imagine like you're shaving and someone's like, "Hey, Jeremiah," and you like cut your
It's happened. It's happened.
Meredith, the first aid kit. Quickly, it's happened again.
but they must think that if they build like their own barns and shit like that, like that's why they appreciate their shits. It's called the IKEA bias. It's an actual thing.
Oh, for sure.
Anything that you create, you place more value on.
Of course, man.
You know, the CEO of IKEA was like one of the world's richest men and was super known for never spending any of his money, stayed in 1-star hotels, and died with like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I thought the story was gonna go towards like he's a pedophile. Or
Yeah.
something. Like
something
expecting
like
a turn.
But also, you know, him and Kevin Spacey.
Man, that one came out of nowhere though.
That's a real shame.
That's a real fucking what
That's a
an
shame,
actor.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what an
He was
actor.
the usual suspect.
Yeah, he was the usual
He was
suspect.
the usual suspect.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's what the
That one
kids
came out of
said.
fucking. But what was that? He was molesting young male children. Is that what it was?
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't remember.
yeah,
dude.
like
Yeah.
young kids, I think.
Like
on
guys.
Like
yeah,
males,
like
yeah.
on the set of like a movie, he got caught like I don't know, trying to like harass a kid.
Take it to the candy shop.
Like what
I'll
is
take
it with
it
what
to
is
the
it with
candy
like
shop.
Hollywood and shit though? Like you always find these weirdos, man. And the actors in general are weird though. Like
You have to be a
people,
little weird to be an actor.
people who are in the arts in general are fucking weird.
Look, Michael Jackson just wanted to be a kid and like sleeping in the beds with
Uh,
people his own age.
Yeah,
That's all.
but I don't know.
Sleepover.
Sleepover. But that's not even true, apparently.
Apparently,
Then
I
again,
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows, man.
Anyway, let's not talking about pedophiles.
Yeah,
and talking about
Seriously,
questions on
I'm
this
fed up of
podcast.
hearing about
You're
pedophiles. I'm
sweating.
done.
Next question. It's not a
This
question.
fucking kid.
The next question isn't really a question. It's a topic. Someone asked about psychedelics, for or against, experiences, benefits. Can it help people? Listen, I have my one experience with psychedelics, and I can tell you that it was one of the worst experiences of my entire fucking life. I took shrooms when I was in Sec 3. I took an inordinate amount of shrooms, and I fucking bad tripped for like 7 hours, and I've never done it ever again. I know you guys have a different experience, so I'll let you guys speak to it.
I know. I love us in high school. Like, yeah, you have to eat minimum a quarter pound or you won't feel it. Like, you have to eat 112 grams or you won't
Yeah,
feel
but
it.
you guys are
Yeah.
retarded.
Yeah.
You guys are.
Yeah.
I've heard all the Pearson stories for like 20 billion times.
I'm terrified
You
of
guys are
mushrooms.
dumb.
I ate
You
six,
guys are all
You guys are
dumb.
dumb.
Yeah,
You guys are dumb shit.
I ate 6 grams of mushrooms
That's
once.
insanity,
I
dude.
was
That's too
seeing
much,
faces in the carpet
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
walls.
I'm
with
not-
The
Yeah.
first time I ever
colours,
did shrooms, I ate 4 grams. I was fucking flying. But that's to answer your question. That's why you don't do 4 grams of shrooms for like benefits and use. You have to microdose, man. And yeah, I think it is good for you. Good, that's kind of a strong statement. Good for you. It's used.
good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you. It's used, in especially now more often.
Yeah,
it's used
Silicon
to treat.
Valley like executives use it to think outside the
Yeah,
box.
they
People use
microdose,
it as
man.
antidepressants.
Do they
like,
really?
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking suggest that
I
to,
thi-
to my work
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I think one of the states legalized it for like health reasons.
Oregon.
Magic mushrooms.
Oregon.
Yeah,
Really?
Is it
yeah.
Oregon, yeah.
Wow. Next time they ask me what they want to do as a team building activity, I'll be like,
Or
guys,
Washington State. Sorry, I'm pretty sure legalized it.
You guys want to microdose? Oh, Josh, you're really thinking outside the box there. Thank you.
Honestly, man, a lot of people, like, for example, us, we go, like, up north with our closest friends, and we go to a chalet every year, and we take psychedelics. One day shrooms, one day acid, one day...
Yeah, but that's because I'm a
whatever.
Silicon Valley executive.
Yeah. We wouldn't be doing this
Yeah.
podcast if we were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Michael Coppola, the creator of Grindr.
But But yeah, man, it's very therapeutic, man. In my opinion,
Yeah.
like you take it in the right setting with the right people.
Yeah, when we do it together, man, honestly, it's nothing.
blast.
Nothing matters, man. We, even if it's the little things, you put your phone away for a couple of hours, you go chill with your friends, and you have a good time. And that it's not like you need the acid to have a good time. That's not what I'm
No.
trying to say. But when you're experiencing that, like we're literally laughing like fucking hyenas for 7
Oh
hours.
my god.
Tell me that's not good for you.
It's
Yeah.
definitely more.
It's
It's
amazing.
definitely more beneficial than like other drugs, like stimulants or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what,
don't
yeah,
understand- yeah,
what
of course.
benefit is that? Like, oh, you could like smoke 20 packs of cigarettes. Like,
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's beneficial.
You know what a question I always have is, and this isn't by any means a judgment on you guys. At what age do you think, personally and generally speaking, that this mindset of experimentation ends?
When you have kids and when you're married and when you have no time.
Yeah.
We don't just do acid on a Wednesday night. We did it us
Mhm.
three twice together. Went to the chalet for an actual event. And then once we did it on vacation in Vancouver by the beach. You
No,
know,
and there
like-
was a third time that we just Uber eated Portuguese chicken. Remember?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
This is we had it at my house
Yeah,
though, you know.
yeah,
But
that was
but
that's-
but then there's times like that, you know. But for the most part, it's not. We don't do it on a Tuesday night and just go pop acid and fucking.
Yeah.
Also,
just chill.
FYI, eating Portuguese chicken while dying of laughter on acid's a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Very fun, but dangerous.
Yeah, it's a hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a choking hazard if I
Yeah.
ever heard one.
Yeah.
Well, I almost died 4 times.
Honestly,
Yeah,
man,
you also
it's-
almost died from a pack of M&Ms while not high. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
I was just sober.
Yeah. You were
Yeah.
just eating a lot of M&Ms.
Yeah,
that's it. There you go.
You just rail.
And you
Rail cookies before bed, like right next to your bed, bro.
and then like heroin overdose, almost die on the cookies.
Yeah,
Like,
so they'd be like, oh, another heroin overdose, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
no, it's just.
Imagine we have
it's
to
just
call your mom.
cookies.
I call your mom. Like, yeah, what killed him? Chips Ahoy.
Chips
Yeah,
Ahoy.
Yeah, that's what killed him. Yeah.
Those fucking
Yeah.
cookies. I knew it.
Yeah.
They're always dangerous. Have you what have you done other than shrooms? Have you done like acid and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done
Yeah.
acid with that.
Okay,
and
okay,
stuff,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm the only
acid-
fucking noob here. Jesus
I
Christ.
told you we're gonna do it together.
I
man.
really do. I really do want to try
I know
it, though.
people that
Honestly,
tried
man, yeah.
DMT and stuff. That would be like the. These names are all intimidating. I was intimidated by the name of acid, and then you do it, and I find mushrooms more intimidating than acid.
Yeah. Do you think it really all depends on just the mindset that you have going into it?
Definitely, yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
If you're like in a bad place and you start doing tabs of acid or this, that
I don't
you're
even-
gonna go to a bad place.
I don't
you
even
know?
think it's like the environment that you're in, like if you're outdoors or indoors, because we had fun indoors that
Yeah.
time.
It's who you're with.
It's the people. It's
It
the
is,
people.
man.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
matters a
If
lot.
everybody's positive and having a good time, and then
sure.
you have the one Debbie Downer, like
Yeah, like no, you don't got negative
Yeah.
energy. Like it's to the point where you feel the energy, man. Like at one point, like at the chalet, remember how funny when you walked in?
Yeah.
There was one room that people were bat chirping like crazy, and the other one like it was in my room, and we were having an amazing time. And I forgot who it was. Leo walked in to the negative room, and he walked in. He's like, nope, and he came right back, and
Yeah,
he came
feel
into
the
the
energy, yeah.
and he came to
Yeah.
like
But
the,
then
the,
our
the
house
good.
of positive energy overtook.
we
the
overtook
room.
them,
Yeah,
man.
we did.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that is a testament to the idea that the world is regulated by energies and by auras? You know, a lot of these like the crystal chicks and the spiritual people that you meet always talk like that the world is regulated by your spiritual energy and the aura that you emit towards other people. Do you think that the way you feel on drugs like MDMA or acid or whatever around those people who you deem to be negative, do you think that's that like proves the fact that people think that the world is a lot more spiritual than we believe?
It doesn't prove it, but it doesn't mean it's not true.
I
don't
think
know.
some people use that as an excuse, though. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm into spirits, spirituality.
I wear my
whatever.
suit of armor to keep my chakras in.
And
to,
then it's like they just,
escape,
oh,
you
let's
know?
just do acid. It's like, bro, all you want to do is acid. Stop using that excuse. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to do drugs. Some people, obviously,
Yeah.
some people they experiment more like that. But,
But what I mean is that because do you think what I'm trying to say is, do you think that acid and these types of drugs that allow you to tune into those energies more is a testament to the fact that they might actually be there, or do you think it's just the drugs being the drugs and fucking with your mindset and fucking with your body?
I don't think it fucks with your mind. I think it's you go into it with a certain mindset, like we said, and then it only enhances the mindset that you're in already, right?
I
If you believe in it sober, you're gonna believe in it buzzing your face, you know.
Well, look, I'm not a spiritual person in general,
Yeah,
and the
neither
times
am
that
I.
I've taken MDMA, I can attest to that
Mm-hmm.
feeling of going into a room and being like, this is a really negative energy. I can't stay here. I've got to go somewhere. So do you think that what I'm saying is, do you think that that's the drug just playing its tricks on my mind? Do you think that that's actually me in tune now with all those spiritual
There's
things.
chemicals in your
it's-
brain that get released into your
Mhm.
bloodstream that affect your mood.
Yes.
It's not a spirit taking over you.
Yeah.
It's not a crystal effect. It's the
Mhm.
It's
chemical.
you ate a piece of chocolate or
It's
you
the
made money at
chemicals
the
in your
casino,
brain that
like-
get released into your bloodstream, and that's
Mhm.
what makes you feel what you
Yeah,
feel.
the acid chemical in your brain chemical
Yeah, yeah.
react, and that's what happens.
I mean, we're a bunch of scientists here right now, eh?
Nah,
Well,
but
listen,
it's-
man. I don't think like you're in tune with your shit. You just did drugs, man. It's gonna enhance your
Yeah.
fucking mind.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
No, it's
You
your-
think the
it's your-
beautiful
your-
clouds are
it's your-
fucking
the moon's aligned and
no.
the tides are coming in.
It's okay to be spiritual, man. That's not. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
that's
know,
what
I know.
any of us are trying to get
No,
at.
no, of
It's
course.
okay to be spiritual. And it's okay to believe what you want to believe. Absolutely, but
It's a drug, and that's why you're high.
well, you're high because of a drug, yes,
Yes.
and the chemical reaction that it causes in
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah.
But your mood, like it's like almost like a placebo effect. You know, if you think a certain something and then you do it and then you really believe that it's that. You understand? But is it though? That's my question.
Yeah,
I
I,
don't
mean,
know,
who knows? Really, that's
who
what I'm
knows?
saying. Like, is it
Yeah.
really the drug, or could it maybe be that that's
I think
actually
it
just?
is. If you want a yes or no,
amplifying.
yes, that's my answer.
Yeah.
I think it's the drugs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it depends.
Well,
It
there's been
depends.
situations in the States and in Canada. It's called a nocebo, where it's like
Mhm.
somebody goes to the doctor. They're feeling like really intense heart palpitations after a medication that they were prescribed. The doctor contacts the physician who prescribed that medication, and he's like, "No, like I gave him a placebo." And then as soon as the guy finds out, or the woman finds out that it wasn't their actual drug and it was a placebo, right away the heart rate the decreases. Their feelings of like sickness go away.
Oh,
like it's
yeah,
fucked up.
man.
That's how crazy the human mind
yeah.
is,
Oh
man.
my
Like
God,
it
yeah,
dictates
insane.
so much of your feeling and the way you perceive the world.
Well,
It's insane.
I took a psychology class once that they showed how like it was. They
This
gave.
Sorry, just this is the classic line of like somebody who's like, "Yeah, I took a class
I took a
once."
class once, so I'm a bit of a professional now myself, But they gave different placebo pills had different effects based on the color of the pill. The blue
Wow.
placebo pill had depressant placebo effects.
It's the Matrix.
The red or white one had stimulant. They were all sugar pills, but just because of the color, it had different placebo effects.
You know what's fucked up about that actually is that if you wouldn't have told me which color was associated to which feeling, I would have you would have said blue. I would be like, probably depression, because I feel like I don't know, maybe just me. Blue is associated with a
yeah,
sadness.
you have the blues.
Red
The
and
blues.
white, it's like stimulant makes sense.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yellow, happiness.
Yeah.
the yellow
or
one, it
green.
fucks
I
you
would
up,
say
man.
green happiness.
Green
Yeah.
is let's rip a cannon.
Yeah.
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 And money and pot.
Yeah.
But that was a really good question though.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Last
Great question. Who was that?
That was well, I'm not gonna say it.
Thank you.
Next question in the segment called Really Right Paul. This is a good one. I'm curious to see what your answers are. It just says define a good girl.
Ooh, you're a good
girl,
girl.
yeah.
Shout out Mike Lucci.
Imagine it was him that sent that. Check him out, Mike Lucci, if you haven't
Define
already.
a good girl.
You can start.
That was me starting.
Yeah.
What? Can't you fucking start, Cianci?
You want me to start? I can
Yeah.
start. I don't care.
Yeah.
A good girl, man. I don't know. Honestly,
His girlfriend right now is watching.
yeah, she's like listening.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. Honestly, man.
Just good morals, bro. Good values, man.
No, it all plays a part.
Like for me, it doesn't necessarily matter if in the past they've slept around.
Yeah.
I think for every person it's different.
It's subjective.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Of
So I don't
course.
think there's a one definition for a good
And I'm
girl.
not saying, by the way, to be an asshole, girls. Guys that fuck a bunch
Yeah,
of girls
yeah,
are not
yeah.
considered good guys either.
No.
If you ask a girl, oh, there's no good guys out there, it's because all the guys are like pigs.
I think girls tend to mean it in the sense in the sense of like there's no good guys out there because all the guys are just players or
Yeah,
whatever.
players
you know?
pig. All they want to do
Yeah.
is fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
Yeah.
thing for me, man. Honestly,
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry. Like I watched To Watch the Handle. Those are not good girls.
Those are not good guys
not-
either.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But that's also a TV show, man.
No, but they actually
Yeah.
think
TV
that way.
show,
They're on
bro.
that TV show because that's their mentality.
It's reality TV, bro.
Yeah.
They don't just throw them in there and say do whatever. They give them guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say
in
th-
Storage Wars, they're not
Yeah,
actually
a good
finding
girl,
$500,000
man.
Yeah.
Bro,
paintings,
to me, at the end of
It's
the day,
reality TV.
a good girl has the same like. It's the same thing as like a good person,
Mhm.
respectful.
I
you
think
know?
But again, it's subjective. What's a
Yeah.
good person?
I
to
think
you,
what I was
know?
trying to
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
before was if the girl has good values, they have to, that old school, like elementary school, like English thing where you have to match the words that kind of mean the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Same thing with your values with a girl, man. What you define
Yeah,
as a good
yeah.
girl, they have to just match up, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
For me, it's somebody who I don't define it in terms of their actions as much as I do how they vibe with me. So I think that listen, you could have been the biggest quote unquote slut or whatever, you know, like
Sure, yeah.
sleeping. If you want to define slut as sleeping around with a bunch of people,
Whatever, yeah.
that's in the past. You know, I don't necessarily care what happened before me. I care what happens me onward, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So for me, a good girl, I just think is, like you mentioned, Cianci, somebody who shares the same values as you, obviously. Because good, again, is subjective. It's good to you, right? Or good for you. So I think somebody who shares the same values, same belief system, more or less. I think it becomes boring if they just believe everything that you believe. I think there's a little bit of fun that comes in the idea that this person may have different
100%.
different beliefs or different opinions than you. And some of the funnest relationships I've had have been with people who don't agree with me on a lot of things. And I love situations where, I'll give you an example. I was talking to a girl recently, and she had a lot of different opinions than me about a bunch of things, whether it be politically or whatever, just in life. And what I loved about speaking with her and talking to her is that we were able to have conversations about those topics without anyone getting angry at the other one, and just being like, yeah, look, like, this is my point of view. What about, this is what I think. And just kind of having those conversations. And for me, and I don't know if everybody's like this, but I love relationships or getting to know people where I can have those types of conversations with you, because that shows to me that you can think outside the box. You have differing opinions of other people, and you're not scared to differ in your opinion from somebody else.
Thinking outside the box and vibing with somebody does not make you a good person, man.
Well, no,
I think it's good for me. That's why I'm saying it's subjective. I think
man.
It doesn't make you a good girl. That's what you're asking.
Yeah,
you could be nice to you and be an asshole to him, bro. You're not a good girl.
But again,
but
it's subjective.
This is what I mean.
Nice
Is what do you
him
define as good, right? So
Someone
for
who
me,
respects everybody.
For you, yeah, that's
Everyone
what I'm saying.
around, yeah.
For me, what I define as a good girl. This is why it's so important when you're debating somebody, or when you're having an argument with someone, or when you're having a conversation with someone. It's so important to define your terms, because somebody can be like, this girl is not a good girl, and each of the 3 or 4 different people in that conversation define good girl in a different way. So how can you ever come to a conclusion or an agreement about any topic if you all define the one word you're debating about differently?
Maybe unpopular opinion, and you said like, oh, you know what, like what's in the past is in the past. Like, yes, of course, you know, like if I end up falling in love with you or whatever, that's what's gonna happen.
Like I'm saying, it's subjective. I think for me, what I define as a good girl is somebody, one, who is intelligent, somebody who is conscious of their opinions and other people's opinions, and somebody who respects themselves enough to know that this is what I'm worth, in whatever form that may take. You know what I mean? That's what I define as a good girl.
I think the respect thing is right, but I don't think the intelligence has anything to do with it.
For me, I know.
Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't consider a good girl. No, it's okay. I wouldn't consider a good girl, for me, somebody who I deem to be just really like airheaded.
We all meet different people from different walks of life, different avenues of life, girls, whatever, and that's what kind of like shapes that subjectiveness of what works for you, right?
Yeah.
So everyone has different experiences. People have similar experiences, and then you bond on that, you know. And I agree with the part you were saying of being able to have, you know, that devil's advocate conversation that kind of enriches your thought process just by having the other side of the coin, you know.
Yeah.
But there's so many different factors that.
That's what I'm saying. It's subjective, right? So it depends how you define good girl. Some people will define good girl, like Justin, let's say, as good girl generally speaking. The way I'll define the term good girl is like a good girl to me and for me. You know, like everybody will.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the way you define the term. Depending on the way you define the term, that dictates what that term entails.
It's like, you know what it is with you, not with you, but like with this definition, it's like, how many times, man, have we had a friend that their girl, like they love their girlfriend, man, but you're like, this girl is just not a good fucking person, man. I don't care how much you vibe with her, she is not nice.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Yeah, but
that's why
when you're in that person's shoes, obviously you don't.
Yeah,
you don't
and you know what?
You're also blinded by love, though. That's the fucking problem.
We've all been in that situation.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's not about just the way you vibe with them on a one-on-one basis. It's how she treats everybody around you, and not even that. Like the classic example of it, going to a restaurant and like the way you treat a waiter.
Yeah. So again, it depends on how you define it. So what you're defining is the good girl as is, again, in a general sense. So how their actions are. So the way I'm defining it is basically like, oh, your girlfriend's a good girl. You know, or you're looking at it as someone being like, your girlfriend's a good girl. I'm looking at it from the point of view of like, this girl's a good girl from my point of view, right? So like from other people's point of view, it's like, how does this person treat people, et cetera, et cetera. So assuming the girl is just a nice person, like for me, that's what my
the
definition.
respect thing, I think we're all on the same page, obviously.
You know what's a big thing for me, honestly? like if she could get along with my closest friends,
Yeah.
and like,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
a big
whatever,
thing for me
that's,
too.
that
Yeah.
is
That's
like
what I
so
mean.
high on my
That's what I
list.
mean.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
had a few friends.
That is so
ex-girlfriends
high on
that,
my list.
That
Yeah,
was
there's been-
evidence that like they didn't
Yeah.
get along and it wouldn't.
Like, I
last.
consider your girlfriend a good girl.
Yeah, like I could
I
leave her
do.
with the guys all the time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like you. You're a
Yeah.
good. You're a good girl to my friend.
This endorsement was paid for you by the supporters of Alessandro Cianci.
Yeah. I don't get why Justin kept trash talking her before the podcast.
No, she
But
has
you can tell, man.
she
you
has
know,
her
like-
gun licenses. She'll crack you.
Because if you see, you know, a good girl too could be one that like, I'm gonna go from an outside perspective too. Like, she loves you, man. You can see it. You know,
Yeah.
so no matter, as long as I get it. If she treats you fine, maybe I don't like her because we
Yeah.
butt heads or whatever. But if she treats you good,
Yeah.
I think that's
Exactly.
enough. Too,
And
you
again,
know
it
what I
comes
mean?
back to how you define. So maybe you
Yeah.
don't like
It's
this girl
true.
because your
It's true.
definition of good girls differs from the definition
Yeah.
of good girl that your friend might have.
and
you know?
personalities crash, man. Clash.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
they clash and
Crash.
They crash. Well, sort of sometimes.
Yeah,
man.
they crash when the Stegosaurus comes out of nowhere and just blocks the road. You know?
That was also a good question. I like that.
Yeah. Getting deep tonight on Beyond the Bench.
These messages brought to you by the Lower Danas of Canada. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Beyond the Bench. That was our segment called Really Right Fuck. Episode 89, the podcast about everything and absolutely nothing. We had great guests on tonight. Cianci, we had Coppola, and behind the scenes, you don't know it, but we had our man Connor from Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Connor.
Yeah, well, we had the turtle as well.
We should
had-
name him Connor.
Yeah,
now.
we had
Yeah,
Connor
this
from
Connor.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Don't call Justin the
who
turtle.
helped
That's
us
the name.
mid-podcast as the recording stopped and fucked up. We had to call Apple support, so shout out to my man Con.
I fucking
Yeah,
love you,
Connor.
Connor.
Fucking love you,
Connor,
Connor. You're the
dude.
best.
I love you so much.
Yeah,
honestly.
dude, you guys don't know what it's like with that snow. Dude.
You guys don't know. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
with
so your first name is Josh. What's your last name?
signs like the Mel Gibson movie.
Signs
Give me
like
one sec. Let me just hit this bong.
that. How can I help you, dude?
Dude, you, problems with your electronics, dude? Shit.
What,
Shit, dude.
why'd you call again, man?
Yeah, where's that pizza I ordered, man?
If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to fucking comment below. We love seeing comments. Hit the
Comment.
like button and make sure to subscribe. Obviously, if you want to catch us on the socials, at Beyond the Bench Podcast on Instagram, at Beyond the Bench Podcast on TikTok, since we're more active on there
We're
as
on
well.
TikTok now.
Ooh, you guys are doing
And,
the talk.
yeah, we're doing some talkie.
Doing some
And if
talk.
you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure to give us a 5-star rating, leave a review.
Yeah,
And a little spoiler for the 90th episode. I hear you guys are having Kevin Spacey on.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
man.
Oh
Shout out
my
to my boy
God.
Kev. Shout out to my boy Kev.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Massive cannon.